who've made the biggest impressions on us on Second Date Update here in the last few months.
Can you believe week 2 of Second Date Update is happening?
Yeah, I tell you what, we had a little extra time on our hands to track down some of these people, and I'm glad they came through.
Mm-hmm.
So Adam is looking for a Second Date Update with a woman named Dana, and Adam's going to fill us in on all of it. Hey, Adam.
Hi, guys.
How are you, man?
I'm really good. I hope you are.
We are good, and we are raring to go here. Let's start from the beginning. How did you meet Dana, and how did that first date go?
So I cannot believe I'm actually doing this on the radio. I feel like a bit of a douche, but I'm also a hopeless romantic, and I'm hoping you can get me a happy ending with this one, maybe.
Okay.
Especially because nothing I've tried so far has worked.
Uh-huh.
So I met Dana on Match.com, and we went to Oktoberfest. It's very fun.
It is a good time.
Yeah. Well, I'm part German, so Oktoberfest is always a good time for me.
Right.
I love the food, especially the Schweinebraten. That's the best. Have you ever had it?
I have not, but I've heard good things.
Like a pork cutlet sort of thingy.
Like a chunk of pork?
I think it's more like a sandwich, but
best.
yeah. Pork.
Yeah, the Germans love pork.
Who knew?
And then, of course, the sauerkraut, cream puffs, and the beer. Lots of beer. I'm sure you've had German beer before.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I was very excited to share all of this with Dana. And she was right there with me throughout the entire festival, I thought. She seemed to enjoy all the festivities and the food. Now, she is not German, so I got to explain some German things to her, and that was very fun. But I don't know. I felt like that we really clicked while we were there. We laughed a lot, drank a lot, ate a lot, and stayed for over 6 hours.
Oh, my gosh, wow.
That's a full day. That's a lot of food and a lot of beer.
That is.
Yeah, together all day. And then I took her home and gave her a hug, and that was it. So the next day, I sent a pretzel bouquet with cheese sauce to her work and a note that said, I think you might just be the cheese to my big pretzel.
Oh, my God.
You know, I think
we
you're
may
adorable.
have a theory here already. I don't know.
Wow.
Or do we know how she received that?
Well, I wanted to thank her for a great time and let her know that I wanted to see her again. And since I sent the pretzel bouquet, I haven't heard any word from her.
Maybe she's like not having carbs or something now.
That's okay. I mean, she had plenty of carbs at the festival, so she's not eating
Maybe
carbs.
she overdid.
What is it
Yeah.
called? Like carb loading? Maybe she's not carb loading anymore.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Possibly so. There was no thank you text or calls or messages through Match or anything. I did send her a text to ask if she got anything delivered to her work with like a winky face emoji, but I thought maybe it didn't arrive, and I still haven't heard anything back.
No.
So I called the delivery service. They said they had delivered it. So I have no idea what's going on and hoping that you can help.
So you sent the bouquet to her job, not to her house?
Yes.
Yeah, that way, more likely to receive it, I guess. Huh?
Yeah. Well, it's hard, I think,
Yeah,
sometimes when you send that.
surprise during the middle of the day.
Yeah, but when you send that stuff to a house and it's just like sitting on your porch or whatever.
Yeah, that cheese wouldn't have done well in the sun all day.
It's better, I think, for work.
Yeah, you don't want it to go bad.
Nope.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to put you on hold. Fritch will get the phone number
Okay.
from you, and we'll call Dana next to see what she thought of you and your pretzel. Coming up next with Jeff and Jen here at Cincinnati's Q102. Adam met Dana on Match, and they went on a date to Oktoberfest. Adam's got some German blood in him, and he loves all foods German and all things German. So it seemed like the appropriate place for them to go. And even if you're not German, a lot of people love going to Oktoberfest. So how can you screw that up?
Right.
But Adam hasn't heard from her since. So here we are, another second date update, another phone call. We're going to call Dana and see what she thought of Adam and her date with him. If you're ready.
I'm ready.
Hello?
Hi, can we speak to Dana, please?
This is Dana.
Hey, Dana, it's Jeff and Jen at Q102. How are you this morning?
I'm good.
Is this a bad time? Are we catching you in the middle of something?
Oh, I love you guys. I'm sorry. This is really embarrassing.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you love us, but you don't sound like you're happy to hear from us.
Seriously, please don't make me. I just feel, I know what you're calling about.
This is a second date update. Your suspicions are correct. We love that you listen.
Please.
If you listen to second date update, you know we're not going to embarrass you, right?
Yeah, I know. I love you guys. I'm just really torn right now. I honestly feel so bad about this.
Well, listen, we're all human. Tell us what happened from the very beginning, because you sound awesome. Adam had nothing but great things to say about you. What was your experience with Adam like?
Honestly, I really don't want him to feel bad. He was so sweet, very enthusiastic. He really loves being German, and I can tell that he honestly lives for Oktoberfest. I mean, he was wearing the tights.
Lederhosen.
So adorable. The little hat with the feather, whatever that's called.
Hat with a feather.
It's one of those German hats with the feather.
Okay, well, honestly, at first, it was all kind of cute. Even all the talk of the history of the apple strudel and why some beers are darker than others, all little trivia facts like that. Fine. Really cute. But there was a turning point. So he started plowing through the crowd to get to the front of the stage for the chicken dance. And by plowing, I mean plowing. And that was pretty much it for me. He shoved children out of the way.
What?
There was a pregnant woman with a stroller. Yep, shoved her. Old guy with a walker.
Whoa,
oh, man, he didn't even see her.
Now, shove, do you mean shove, or was it kind of crowded and he was working his way through the crowd and
trying to squeeze past?
Yeah, was it
elbow to elbow crowded conditions?
I mean, it was crowded, but this was full on, didn't care about anybody in his way, didn't even see people. And of course, I was his accomplice in the way of destruction. And then, so we get up there after harming these poor innocent people. And I've never seen anything quite like it. He really got into it. It was just really intense. I honestly had visions of the chicken dance being our first dance at our wedding. And then I was just I was just oh my God, I don't feel good. I mean, I just knew at that point he's just not the guy for me. Again, honestly, sweet guy, except for that mad rush to the stage.
Wow.
But you did get the pretzel bouquet.
I did. That was very sweet. Thank you.
Okay. Well, it would have been nice for you to say thank you for that.
I love Adam's optimism, though, in that question, because I also heard her say, I'm thinking about this at our wedding. And I'm like, oh, okay, so she's thinking about it. That's something.
It just would have been nice, instead of leaving me wonder whether or not you got it, to leave a message or a text or something.
Oh, honestly, I know. You're right. I'm really sorry. I didn't know what else to say.
Do you sometimes feel that whenever you're in a situation like this, Dana, you're making the situation worse by responding because you feel like it encourages more dialogue?
It's engaging.
It's
yes.
engaging.
We talk about this all the time. We're like, don't engage. And then you have to sometimes. Then it just opens a whole nother door of engaging.
You guys are exactly right.
Well, perhaps just a courtesy to let someone know that the gesture that they made was received. It's as simple as that. Then if you don't wish to talk anymore, then
something like, I got the pretzel, have a nice life.
That's perfect.
That would have been better.
There's a friend of mine that's dating, though, and she, because of this segment, has started writing back hey, I don't think I wasn't feeling it quite as much as you were. Maybe we should just kind of be friends. And it does indirectly, directly tell them we're never going to talk again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's doable.
Yeah.
Thanks for a great evening.
Yeah.
yeah, at least you don't have to wonder.
Yeah, but then we
Yeah.
wouldn't have second date update, Adams.
And then what a bummer that would be.
So I am guessing that there is no second date.
I'm sorry. You're making me feel so terrible. You're a good guy, Adam, but you'll find the one for you.
I think that's the biggest thing to take away from this is that you two aren't a match, but someone at Germania Park that might be listening to this
Hell
right
yeah.
now will be like, please send me Adam's number.
And can probably elbow and out shove a baby stroller like
Right
no one's
on.
business.
They can out chicken you.
She's got her dirndl on and she's ready to dance.
Ever seen Fritch cluck for a buck?
Oh, that's some business right there.
I have some a lot of experience doing the chicken dance from when I worked at the Reds, so
Unfortunately, she's taken.
I know. But I do think you sound like a hoot, and the fact that you sent pretzels, by gosh,
I love that. You could be the cheese to my.
yes,
Love it.
to my pretzel.
No, his big pretzel.
Well,
Ew.
Dunka Shane.
Thanks for listening to the Q102 Jeff and Jen Morning Show podcast, brought to you by CBG Airport. Start your trip at CBGAirport.com.